A flat Earth? Really? Okay everyone, gather around. Let's dive into this fascinating, albeit bizarre concept. We need to talk about something, the Earth. You know, that big blue marble we call home. It's a sphere. A big, round ball of rock hurtling through space. But what if it wasn't? But let's have some fun. And imagine, just for a moment, that the Earth is flat. What would that mean? How would our daily lives change? How would our world be different? Would our cities and landscapes look the same? Buckle up because things are about to get strange. First things first, forget everything you know about gravity. On a flat Earth, gravity wouldn't pull you down. Instead, it would pull everything towards the center of the disk. Imagine living on a giant disk where gravity pulls you towards the center. The further you lived from the center, the more horizontal your down would feel. That means the further you lived from the center, the more horizontal your down would feel. Imagine trying to walk uphill all the time. Now let's talk about the edges. You know, those places where you could fall off the Earth? Well, on a flat Earth, those edges would be pretty popular destinations. Why? Because gravity would still be pulling everything towards the center. So getting close to the edge would be like climbing a massive, gradually sloping mountain. The journey would be tough, but the view? Absolutely breathtaking. But here's the catch. Even if the Earth started flat, gravity would eventually pull it back into a sphere. Gravity is a powerful force, and it doesn't like flat things. It wants everything to be as close to the center of mass as possible. So, over time, that flat Earth would slowly crumple and condense, eventually forming, you guessed it, a sphere. So, even if we could somehow magically make the Earth flat, it wouldn't stay that way for long. Gravity always wins in the end. Let's talk about the atmosphere. It's something we often take for granted, but it's absolutely essential for our survival. You know, that invisible shield of gas that surrounds our planet and allows us to breathe? It's more than just air. It's a complex mix of gases that sustains life. Yeah, that wouldn't exist on a flat Earth. Without the strong, spherical pull of gravity, the atmosphere would simply drift off into space. Imagine a world where the air you breathe just floats away. Poof, gone, just like that. No atmosphere means no air to breathe, which is a bit of a problem for life as we know it. Plants, animals, humans, everything would struggle to survive. But it gets worse. Without the atmosphere to regulate temperature, the Earth would experience extreme swings in heat and cold. Imagine scorching days and freezing nights. The sun would bake the surface during the day, and temperatures would plummet at night. It would be a world of extremes. Imagine trying to survive in those conditions. It would be nearly impossible for any form of life to adapt. And don't even get me started on the lack of protection from harmful radiation from the sun. Without the atmosphere to filter it out, we'd be fried to a crisp. The UV rays would be deadly. So, yeah, a flat Earth wouldn't be a very hospitable place to live. It would be a barren, lifeless wasteland. Now let's talk about the sun and the moon. On a flat Earth, how would those celestial bodies stay up there? Would they be giant spotlights shining down on us? Or would they be much smaller and closer than we think? And what about the phases of the moon and eclipses? None of that would make sense on a flat Earth. The truth is, the flat Earth model simply can't explain the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It just doesn't work. The spherical Earth model, on the other hand, explains these phenomena perfectly. It's elegant, it's logical, and it's supported by mountains of evidence. But wait, there's more. Geology isn't just about rocks and minerals. It's a window into the dynamic processes that shape our planet. Let's talk about geology for a moment, specifically, plate tectonics. This fascinating theory explains the movement of Earth's continents over geological time. You know, the theory that explains how the Earth's continents move around on giant plates? These plates float on the semi-fluid asthenosphere beneath the crust. Yeah, that wouldn't work on a flat Earth. The concept of plate tectonics relies on a spherical Earth to function properly. Neither would the Earth's magnetic field, which protects us from harmful solar wind. This magnetic field is generated by the movement of molten iron in the Earth's outer core. On a flat Earth, the continents would be locked in place, unable to move. And the magnetic field, it would be non-existent or vastly different. Well, it probably wouldn't exist at all. Without this protective shield, life on Earth would be exposed to intense solar radiation. That means we'd be constantly bombarded by radiation from the sun, which wouldn't be good for our health. It would make life on Earth extremely difficult, if not impossible. So, yeah, a flat Earth would be a pretty weird and inhospitable place. The lack of geological activity and magnetic protection would make it a barren wasteland. But don't worry, it's all just a thought experiment. The real Earth, with its dynamic geology and protective magnetic field, is much more fascinating. The Earth is definitely 100% a sphere. This spherical shape allows for the diverse and vibrant ecosystems we see today. And that's a good thing, because a spherical Earth is a much more interesting and hospitable place to live. From mountains to oceans, our planet's shape supports a rich tapestry of life.